of surplus or a level of status to where I am rich and famous, you coming with me. Be Simone over there talking about some Jesus. I'll slap the fuck out of you in his name.
Now, there's been conversation.
But
honestly, she said we don't serve her anymore and cut us all off individually.
Wow.
And we still don't understand why. But we all respect her decision and wish her well. We're grateful we all still have each other. This was no shade to her.
And don't get me wrong.
Being a best friend with a celebrity, everybody thinks that, oh, because you're connected to this person, then your life is just as grand as theirs, or you got
it, or they helping you.
Baby, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom. All this happened to me this past year.
Jesus.
And then it's like to not have resentment in my heart towards you because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody.
What? Why would you have resentment towards your friend? Because it's a celebrity.
To help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like, nobody didn't give me a handout. But guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own season, for my own thing. I had to get my car repossessed.
Jesus.
I had to go through the food stamps line. I had to be on Medicaid. Because whatever I'm building my story too.
Wait a minute.
But it's like, as a friend, somebody who has it, it's hard to digest.
Putting it on Jesus is crazy as hell. Look, I first saw that clip go on the internet, and I thought that, man, she's telling a true story about a friend who was dealing with a situation, and they had a friend that was a celebrity, and they just weren't helping out. But when I found out that the friend in question was her, the woman talking, Shekinah, and B. Simone was the celebrity friend in question, they're sitting across from each other saying these things, I about lost my mind. This is B. Simone's
what? The person she was referring to was right across the... What? I thought they were sisters. They kind of look like sisters to me.
Podcast. It's a new spin-off of her doing those skits. She's transitioning into a new career in content creation, becoming more mature and more older. But as she becomes more mature and more older and presents herself in a new way and new light to people, she's showing that she's just not a good person, like, at all.
So many women go through that, whether it's a friend, you get hurt, and now you move with this, like, this
fear.
Guard up, this fear, this anger, you're broken, you're hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't want to ever move like that. I think about all the things I did in my past for people, for friends, for family, for the wrong people. The money, I done gave people money. I done bought houses. I done paid for divorces.
Now think about
What? You paid for divorces? What?
how I feel as your friend.
B. Simone is talking about her going through something that a lot of celebrities go through, that phase where they get a lot of money and they want to help a lot of people, but ultimately they end up being burned by said people, which is very fair and very valid. Those with resources have this plight, and it goes unheard because you do have resources, and honestly, nobody's trying to hear it. But there are often times where people take advantage of you, but that does not excuse when there are good people who are in your corner not getting help. That's just ultimately the name of the game. Sometimes you're going to get burned, but sometimes...
You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. That's what it is.
As she kind of is saying, as her friend, sitting here listening to it as she's on food stamps, it's kind of hard to digest this message.
And I've done all that. And then the right people come around that have the purest heart, that love you so much, and you're stifling, and you're looking. And
Now it kind of makes sense, like, because watching clips like that, you don't get the full context of the whole situation. Because when I saw the clip initially, I was like, the hell is she talking about? Even as I watched it at the very beginning. But now that there's context to it, and she now saying this, like, oh, I did all this, like I said, paying for people's divorces, that is crazy. Buying people houses, that kind of stuff, like, that's so crazy to me too, because I only do that for my parents. So that, now I understand why, when she was saying what she was saying, like, damn, you're telling me you're doing all this for the people, but when as I was going through blah, 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 I'm guessing she probably knew about it, probably told about what she was going through. Maybe she didn't, but nonetheless. So now I'm hearing this, you did all this, like, for, like, giving out money to people for less significant reasons than what I'm going through. Hearing this now, it makes me feel the type of way, like, damn, like, girl, I thought we were friends. So, I don't know, I kind of hear it, but let's I need more information first before I make a conclusive decision.
and you're paranoid and you looking people up and down and you're it's anxiety. That's not coming from a healed place. It's coming from, like you said, bitterness.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a guard is up.
Yeah.
I've never been like that in my life. And I feel like I'm coming out of that slowly.
Yeah, I think
but there
you are.
was a little moment where I had it, like I was heavy. I was like, and I was aware. I was like, I do not want to be like this.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I hear it in my tone. Like
Why does she sound so African? I don't know why. I kind of feel like she sounds very African to me. I don't know. All right, she don't sound American to me. I'm guessing she is, but
agree with you. I can't even say I disagree with you. I feel it.
Yeah, you
It's
were like,
pain.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's catch it.
Yeah.
Let's catch it.
Yeah, it's
That's
you
what
were
it.
swallowing it though, because you didn't have nothing. Okay.
But what were you gonna say? And think about how I feel as your.
I mean, this was the hardest season of my life this last year.
The thing about people with mics is they feel as if they talk very slowly with their hands. They're saying something profound. Now, I will say in this situation, I am a little bit split. There is some validity to what B. Simone is saying. Usually when you've been done wrong in the past, you put up your guard. That's genuinely and generally how people feel and the actions that they take. However, what I don't agree with is recognizing that this is a real and legitimate person that's going to be in your life and in your corner and saying now, oh, well, you know what? You don't need my help. I don't need to help you, et cetera, et cetera. That's where I draw the line. Especially
that's why it's so dangerous. Just because, in general in society, because with men and women, because they are the bad relationship, bad ex, toxic ex, whatsoever. Now they have this stigmatized idea that every other guy or woman that I meet is gonna be just like that, which makes it so difficult for them to genuinely recognize people that are genuine people that are actually good for them. It's the same thing in this situation where she essentially got taken advantage of by people that she thought genuinely, cherished her, valued her, and genuinely needed help, but she only simply got taken advantage of. But then, now that she's in front of someone that genuinely was going through hell, and just because you had those previous bad experiences, you decide to shut yourself away from everyone else. Like, nah, I'm gonna help no one ever again, no matter what situation you're going through. Now, Jen had someone that sat in front of you that's actually a friend, was going through hell, and because of your past, you refuse to recognize or refuse to help her. Man, this is why it's so dangerous to judge people based off previous experiences and situations, man.
Especially when this person is going through the whirlwind. A small bone would have been able to help them.
Yeah.
You don't have to give them the whole kit and caboodle, but damn, give a brother something. And if we get into the real root of the guarding problems, it's always going to lead back to one road and one road only.
If God said it, just because you were heartbroken, if God said go, that's your husband, but now you fearful because the last nigga cheated, you done missed out on
The whole blessing.
The whole blessing. You
Yep.
can't let the past pain and the past heartbreak and the past relationship breakup and the past.
Man, I just gotta say this one thing. So people out there that keep using the Lord's name to justify doing whatever, to justify why bad things are happening to them. No, it's not God. It's you yourself, man. It's you yourself that brought it upon yourself. It's you that put yourself in that damn situation. It wasn't Lord. God doesn't do that kind of stuff. Man, I think God's up out there enjoying watching you suffer. No. It's your karma. It's how the universe is testing you, whatsoever. But that's nothing to do with God. God's not the one.
Past anger and sadness and brokenness keep you from doing it again, trying it
Oh,
again.
Lord.
It's always a man. It's always a man that's gonna stop you. Yeah, you trying to throw your repressed feelings and anger about men into this mix as to why you didn't help your friend should have been one of the final smacks in the face that caused your friend to smack you in the face. That is not an excuse at all. Your friend was absolutely struggling, and because you couldn't keep your legs closed, and because now you are jaded to giving people things, then all of a sudden your friend has to struggle. I don't even understand that. And a lot of people.
I mean, even that being said, though, she still don't owe her like any sort of reason, explanation, or justification as to why she should be paying or doing whatever for it. And it's her money. She can do whatever she wants to. Which is why I'm genuinely curious and interested to know, did she ever communicate to her friend that, yo, girl, I am going through this? I don't even expect to literally verbatim tell her, but maybe she gives some sort of hints, because I know women not women, I think in general, like, people are very prideful. I don't want to expose what they're going through, just like myself. But I genuinely wonder, did she ever hint or tell her, like, if they were genuinely close friends? Then she should at least know or be aware, or like told her that, yo, this is what I'm going for right now. At least. I would like to think that. I want to know. If that's
I
the
don't know
case.
why B. Simone is in the habit of getting on the podcast and telling us about all of her terrible friendships. This go around, B. Simone's best friend is talking about how she was on the verge of homelessness, car was getting repoed, while B. Simone was on wilding out, counting checks and doing all these things for other people. Now the best friend is talking about
That's a best friend. Wait, I just clocked. Wait, they're best friends.
how she was going through all these sad things while her best friend was a celebrity. And you would think B. Simone and the best friend are talking about somebody else the way B. Simone is talking about.
Bro.
Jesus, my God. Just egging it on.
Bro, that's what I was thinking too when I saw, let's just say Jesus, blah, blah. I was like, who is she talking to? But it was her, it was you she was talking about, and you're down there like, damn, Jesus, oh my God, Lord, what? You're the goddamn culprit, man, that's crazy.
Like, this must have been such a hard time for this girl. Come to find out, B. Simone is the celebrity best friend that she was talking about. I'm telling you, it's something about B. Simone. She will make it through a cancelable moment. She done been canceled like 4 different times. I swear to God.
I think B. Simone and her best friend are using the term a little too loosely.
Right?
I don't know if we've changed the definition.
That ain't no best friend. That's what I'm saying. Best friend, bro. That's a strong word. Strong word. Well, strong words, but yeah.
A best friend over
Strong
the
term.
years, but not only are they not best friends, they're not even friends.
Yeah.
Like, a friend wouldn't even do you like that. It's almost as if B. Simone is hearing it for the first time. Like, she's like, I had to move back in with my parents. My car got repossessed.
She was like, Jesus. That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked that question. Did she ever communicate anything to her so-called best friend as to what she was going through? Because you guys are best friends. There's no way she wouldn't know what you're going through. There's no way in hell.
And B. Simone is like, Jesus. Like, did you not know these things? Like, it wasn't like, I know. Like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. She was like, damn. Like, what? I think someone has to teach her, like, not everything needs to be on a platform where we all get to just stop.
Now, the last young woman was correct. I don't think B. Simone and her best friend are really best friends. I wouldn't consider them to be friends. Hell, I wouldn't even consider them to be acquaintances. We're not talking about big favors for somebody who was making big bankrolls off of selling books or, being on Wild 'N Out or whatever the case may be. Throw her a bone. You didn't throw her anything. Like, I know regular people with 9-to-5s, other responsibilities, bills, and they're drowning that can at least let their friends sleep on a couch or throw them some dollars. Sure, some of these things are more long-term and long-lasting, like, sounds like your friend needed some sort of job or whatever the case may be, but get your friend a job. Get your friend a car so she doesn't have to get her car repossessed. I'm pretty sure B. Simone can afford a cash car, and yes, I'm counting somebody's pockets, but to then say that this is the story that you had to go through and put God into the equation, no, you could have just been a little bit, and I just mean a little bit better of a best friend than you claim to be on this platform.
What pissed me off the most is not that she was going through these hardships, because I understand her mindset. Like, even though you my friend, you're not obligated to help me if you don't want to. But at the same time, if I call you my best friend and I reach a level of surplus or a level of status to where I am rich and famous, you coming with me. B. Simone over there talking about some Jesus. I'll slap the fuck out of you in his name.
Now, there's been conversation.
But that's so true, bro. Oh, God. I'm actually surprised. Like, she kept that shit together. Why she was sat in front of and calling the Lord's name in vain? Like, oh, God. All that unnecessary ad-lib, like,
Conversations about whether B. Simone should have been more involved in her friend's life. Did she even know in the first place that she was struggling? Or did she know to the degree of which the struggle Hood went through? And to me, honestly, I don't think that I can consider somebody my best friend if I don't know what's going on in their day-to-day life. Now, me as a man, I don't talk to my friend every single day. We don't yap on the phone. We're not having conversations constantly. And we may not even get into the personal conversations like that. But I am aware of pretty much everybody in my surroundings in a media circle. So if they are going through something, I can kind of sense it. Hey, you took 3 Ubers in a row. What's going on? I thought you had a car. Hey, you know, you want me to pick you up, but you're always at your mom's house. Hey girl, is that a food stamp card in your wallet? Like, I don't know. There's telltale signs all the time of people switching their behavior, switching their patterns, switching all those things. And ultimately that means that you should be able to pick up on those things if you claim to be somebody's best friend. But honestly, every time B. Simone speaks, it sounds like her friends are in a torture chamber. It is hell to be B. Simone's friend.
Being friends with B. Simone sounds absolutely fucking terrible. What do you mean your best friend, who is known for boasting about her $1 million, oh, I'm a millionaire, is watching you struggle? And not just regular kind of struggle. You struggling on food stamps. You struggling on getting your car repossessed. You watching her write checks to random people and she calls you her best friend.
Hey, she paid for a divorce. She paid for a divorce.
And she won't say, hey, friend, let me fill up your fridge. I'm not saying that she has to live your life for you. That's not what I'm saying at all. To call yourself someone's friend and watch them struggle when you know it is within your power to help them, even a little bit, that is cruel.
Well, it has yet to be clarified whether she genuinely knew what was going on. If she really knew what was going on, Lord. That probably would have been the last time I spoke to that person ever again. But I would like to give the benefit of the doubt, and based off the interaction, I think she actually didn't know, or maybe she just Jane was just too oblivious and wasn't self-aware.
How can you consider that to be somebody how can you consider somebody like that to be your friend?
I don't want to hear about building a story. I definitely don't want to hear about hiding behind the veil of Christianity, especially when we saw B. Simone preaching in a blazer and some booty shorts the other day. And before y'all get in my comments, I know what y'all are going to say. Come as you are, which I totally understand. But I think that this reeks of I just stepped into my religion, my faith, and she's using it and ultimately weaponizing it in some different situations and circumstances. Yeah, I don't think that B. Simone is a good friend. And mind you, this isn't the first situation or scenario in which she has done crazy things like this to people that she claims to be her friends.
The caption says, social media users are speculating after B. Simone's crew got together for some festive fun.
Wait. In the group again? What? Oh, wow.
But the vibe seems a little off with all of her friends unfollowing her. Adding to the plot, Letitia Gardner commented that they're only missing their late friend Jackie O, and it looks like Megan Ashley has been added back to the mix. What's really going on behind the scenes, or do y'all think this is a stretch? Luckily enough for us, Letitia Gardner came and actually commented. She said this, honestly, she said we don't serve her anymore and cut us all off individually.
Wow.
And we still don't understand why. But we all respect her decision and wish her well. We're grateful we all still have each other. This was no shade to her.
And don't get me wrong, that's just one example of her friends being thrown to the side by B. Simone.
It sounds to me like the moment she started making money, she was like, I don't need none of you broadcast friends no more. I need to make new friends, rich friends on my level. Wow, that money definitely got to her head.
But that also doesn't excuse the time that right after her friend's passing, she then decided to do a paid close friends in order to get more of the inside scoop about the deaths and how she's mourning and how she's grieving. I don't know. This all lines up with somebody who would also plagiarize 90% of a book and then also leave half of the pages blank and shit like that. Like, B. Simone has historically not been a great person, but the overall conversation about, you know, not helping your friends, not giving them handouts, and them having to earn it has spiraled out of control. And I don't think that a lot of people ultimately do agree with B. Simone, but we've got to be able to have our communities back. Our community has our back, and definitely in a time of need, we should be able to support them. That's if we consider ourselves to be good, friends or even acquaintances with some of these people. Another loser, another day.
Well, that was crazy. I mean, from what I've seen, what I've gathered, especially towards the end, I have came to the conclusion, I didn't even know that B. Simone. I didn't know who she was until just now. That she's a terrible friend. She is a terrible friend. I don't even follow her like that. I think I've seen it here and there, whatever, but god damn, couldn't have your own friends like that? Your day ones? Yeah, she clearly did. Yeah, she clearly didn't know that her so-called best friends were going through that shit. She did not know. I don't think like the offer even communicated to her, probably because she couldn't, because maybe she was too scared that, I don't know, she would cut it off, or like she act something like she's trying to see that she might think that she's trying to take advantage of her. Like, oh man, nah man, yeah, it genuinely feels like being B Simone's friend is, yeah, it's torture. But anyways, shout out to Omzi as always, and on to next time.